Sooner faithful, meet your newest commit out of the transfer portal. That would be senior tight end Jake Roberts, who spent 3 seasons at North Texas, spent the 2023 season down in Waco at Baylor University, and is now coming home. He's a native of Norman. You may be familiar, if not with him, with his younger brother, Nate, who's a 4-star tight end out of Washington, Oklahoma, that the Sooners are recruiting in the 2025 class. But Jake was a class of 2020 guy out of Norman North High School, and he will spend the final year of his collegiate career playing for the guy that he committed to and signed with out of high school, Seth Littrell, the Sooners' new offensive coordinator. And Jake, I think that's a good place to start. You were in the portal last year, had an offer from Oklahoma, had the opportunity to wear the crimson and cream. Ultimately, you decided to go to Baylor, but what Oklahoma has this time around that they didn't have at this time last year is Seth Littrell. So having the opportunity to play for your former head coach again, how big of a factor was that in your decision here?
It was huge. Having that prior relationship with Seth and being the guy that that I committed to and signed with out of high school, being with him for 3 years, and then being apart for the last year. It allowed me to realize that he was great to me while I was at UNT, and I know his system. There's a familiarity there, and it just works out perfect that he's getting the job at the school that I grew up watching. So that was definitely a big thing for me.
Yeah. Now, as you mentioned there, obviously the relationship with Littrell is strong. What about the relationship with Joe John Finley, who's going to be your position coach at Oklahoma?
Absolutely. Me and Joe John's relationship, goes back to last year when I was in the portal, and we've gotten to know each other through that. And then, I was gone for this. I was at Baylor during this season, and then when I hit the portal again, they were quick to start building that relationship. And you know, Joe John's a great guy, a great coach, and I heard a lot of good stuff from him about from my family, and that because Nate's actively getting recruited by him, so I'm able to pick up things here and there from Nate.
Now, you said you grew up watching the Sooners, which is only natural, right? As somebody that grew up living in the city of Norman, does this kind of feel like a full circle moment, having the opportunity to return to Norman and wear the crimson and cream?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how it all works out. With it being home, and the level of football that OU is, and it's my last year, and to be able to link back up with Coach Luttrell is like it's a huge blessing. I'm really excited about the opportunity, and honestly, you couldn't draw it up any better. So it's going to be a sweet way to end my collegiate career and hopefully take the next step to the NFL.
This is probably something that we haven't gotten enough firsthand opinions on, but I'm going to ask you, as somebody who has utilized it and benefited from it, the NCAA's multi-transfer ruling, where basically now you can transfer once as an undergrad, you can transfer as a graduate student. You get guys that have the opportunity to play for 3, 4 different institutions. What do you think of that legislation, that statute, if you will, and how do you think it has benefited you when you look at the arc of your career and how much your time at North Texas and Baylor, and obviously getting ready to embark on a new tenure at Oklahoma, has developed you?
I think it's been huge. That rule change obviously benefited me a lot. Some people probably look at the multi-time transfer rule and I probably don't agree with it, but for a guy like myself, I'm just looking for the best opportunity for myself. Yeah, I know the opportunity that I have here at Oklahoma, and for my last year, it's something that I would um, I would regret if I couldn't, if I wasn't able, didn't have the flexibility to do what best for me. So I think it's good for guys, and things change. Things changed at my last school from when I first committed there, and you just got to kind of evaluate things as they go. And I think I don't think it's a bad thing for a kid to be able to make a decision that he feels like is best for him.
Yeah. Now you talked about the fact that you know Seth Littrell's system. Kind of peel back the curtain a little bit. Talk about that system as you came to know it at North Texas. What kind of opportunities it opens up in both the run game and the pass game for an offense, and what do you feel like you can bring at the tight end position to Oklahoma in 2024?
Yeah. So just being familiar with Coach Luttrell's system, dating back to when I was a freshman at UNT, he was calling plays, and I think what opens up, like you're talking about opening up things in the run and pass game, I think it's the balance that he brings. I mean, he's gonna air it out, and he's also gonna run the ball. You know, use of movement, play action, RPO game, uh, easy way to get easy ways to get the ball in playmakers' hands, and I think that's where I can really benefit from it. You know, the familiarity and knowing that you know, there's a need at the position, and having that prior relationship, I know the situation that I'm getting myself into, football wise, like schematically. So it's not like having to, you know, I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm not having to learn a completely different language. It's gonna, you know, pick up pretty fast, and I'll be able to, you know, it's kind of like riding a bike. I'll just be back on it and getting ready to get out there and pick up the offense, and we're just rolling. So,
Having been on a visit to Oklahoma just a couple days ago, leading up to your commitment, can you speak to how this program is structured when you look at the leadership and the organization of the OU football program, how it is structured for success in the SEC as the Sooners prepare to make that transition?
yeah, it's really strong. You can tell from the top down. It's you got strong leadership at the top, and the values and the culture is communicated down throughout the program. Everyone seems to be on the same page, and there's great opportunities at Oklahoma. It's a really well ran place, and you can tell they really care about the development of their student athletes. And I think you have to do it the right way. And I think the way that Oklahoma does it is going to be able to they're going to be able to really succeed in the SEC. It's going to be fun to watch and fun to be a part of, fun to watch for the fans, and I'm excited to be able to be a part of it. They definitely do it the right way.
Now, what gets you most stoked to be a Sooner, and what message do you have for the fan base as you officially jump in the boat here and become part of the Sooner football family for the 2024 season?
I'm just thankful. I'm really excited to be able to come home and play for my hometown team, my dream school. I think it's a great opportunity for myself. I think with Coach Luttrell and Coach Finley, I think the offense is in really good hands, and I'm just excited to get to work. So I mean, that's all I'm going.
There you go. That's Jake Roberts, new Oklahoma tight end, formerly of North Texas, formerly of Baylor, but heading home to Norman to spend his final year of college football, playing for his former head coach in Seth Littrell and the Oklahoma Sooners. Jake, man, thanks so much for your time and congratulations.
You bet. Appreciate it, man.